The remainder theorem is dealing with the remainder. So that number is actually going to be the solution if I plugged in the opposite of the factor number. So what I mean by that is, so if I'm trying to find what's happening at 2, we are going to plug in, or not plug in. You can plug in 2 and you can find the answer. Or you can set x equal to 2 and find out what that factor would be. So you subtract 2 from both sides. So x minus 2 equals 0. And we'll use this factor to help us divide and find the remainder. So we're going to take and divide the 10x cubed minus 20x squared plus 4x by x minus 2. And so we have 10x cubed. 10x cubed divided by x gives us what? And so we're going to multiply it times the negative 2, so that's going to give us negative 20x squared. What do I need to add to negative 20x squared to get a negative 20x?
0x squared.
And so if I have a 0 in the first row, that means the second row is automatically 0. So what do I need to add to my 0x squared, or 0x to get to 4x?
4x.
So 4x divided by x gives me 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 plus what gives me my 0? 8. This is all that I really am worried about. So f of 2 is equal to 8. That's your answer. This is the same thing if I took 2 and plugged it in for every x. And so I did 10 times 2 cubed minus 20 times 2 squared plus 4 times 2. I would come up with 8. This math was a lot easier than what I just listed out. That's just a lot of people like this method faster. It's faster, more efficient, and a little bit easier arithmetic-wise. So let's look at another one. So we have f of x is equal to x cubed plus 2x squared minus 62x plus 10. And we're trying to find out what's happening at f of negative 9. So what is the value at f of negative 9? And the remainder is what tells you the value. So what would my factor be? So that's at x
Minus 9, or x plus 9.
So it's going to be x plus 9. That 9 is sometimes referred to as a lowercase a. Or this right here is sometimes referred to as lowercase a. That is often the symbol they'll use to represent it. So we're going to take x plus 9, put it on the side. X cubed goes in that first box. Work through this and see what you come up with for the remainder. So check your work. Remember, when we're adding the 9x squared plus, and that's going to need to get to a 2x squared, so we need a negative 7x squared. We had a negative 63x. We needed to get it to a negative 62, so we just need to add an x to get it to negative 62. And then we just need to add a 1. So what our answer is only what part? F of negative 9 equals 1.